It had been 2 weeks since we got an update from the IRS on stimulus check payments, the economic impact payments that were authorized by the American Rescue Plan. They started issuing payments on March 12th, and they've been doing it in batches. And finally, on May 26th, we got an update from the IRS on batch number 10. It was an additional 1.8 million economic impact payments that went out the door, bringing the grand total to 167 million payments with a dollar amount of $391 billion. Now, like we said, this was authorized by the American Rescue Plan. This is that third COVID relief bill that was signed into law, this time by President Biden, authorizing stimulus payments to be made to eligible households. And they've been doing it in batches, like we said. And the most recent batch include a lot of individuals getting payments for the first time because they filed a tax return for the first time, and they were therefore known to the IRS. That was about 900,000 individuals getting about $1.9 billion by filing that 2020 federal tax return. The rest of the payments, the other 900,000, were supplemental or plus up payments, which means that the IRS had already sent stimulus checks to these individuals because they knew who they were based on their 2019 federal income tax return. But then when the individuals went ahead and filed taxes for 2020, the federal government learned that they were owed more stimulus money, so they got a second check. The IRS tells us that since March 12th, the IRS has made over 7 million of these supplemental payments. So, how the money was sent. Like we said, a lot of paper checks, but also 900,000 were direct deposit. What's next? Well, for most people, these payments were automatic and no steps are necessary. If you haven't got a check yet, it's possible one is still coming. But for those people that don't think they're going to be seeing an economic impact payment, but they certainly think they're entitled to one, the IRS tells us these folks should file a 2020 federal tax return, even though we're past the May 17th filing deadline. The IRS says these folks may see other tax credits, such as the 2020 Recovery Rebate Credit, the Child Tax Credit, and the Earned Income Tax Credit. And they might also find that they're eligible for the advance payments of the 2021 Child Tax Credit. Is there a penalty for filing this late tax return? There is no penalty if you don't owe any money. If a refund or tax credits are owed to you, there's no penalty for filing late. It's the best way for the IRS to find you and actually give you your stimulus payments that have been authorized, but also those other tax credits you might be entitled to, like we just mentioned. The only time you may owe money to the federal government is if you owe money, you file late, and there may be a small penalty for filing late and paying late. The earlier you take care of that, the better. There are fewer interest payments and other penalties that may attach. Using the electronic options that the IRS makes available is the best way to file that federal tax return. They have their free file system. It's available on irs.gov through October 15th. It's the best way to get that process moving quite quickly so you can get the money that you are owed. In the description below, more information on that 10th batch of stimulus payments, other ways of how to find your information on how to file a tax return for the first time, and once again, that link to that free file website on the irs.gov site.